In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the very real battle between the light and the dark. And so, without further ado, let's get into it. Hi, and welcome back to Oaklaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. For those that are returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. And today, the light and the dark, and you will have to bear with me because this wasn't my planned recording. It came in just as I was sat down, and I meditate before I do each recording. And Divine want me to talk about the battle that is going on between the lightness and the darkness. And now this is a battle as old as time, but obviously as we're coming into those changes, and those that do follow me will know that when I was talking about the Lion's Gate, and over the coming months we will have that second great wave of the awakening. And obviously there are energies that doesn't want that to occur. There are energies that it's beneficial to the energies to stay in the darkness. They can survive there. They can't survive in the light. And as light workers, as spiritual beings, as people that are holding space, what they showed me and what they wanted me to convey is that we need to really be doing the inner work. We need to be very focused on becoming a vessel of purity, of light, of Christ consciousness. And it's not about a them and us. I really want to bring that in, because that was one of the things that they showed me very, very clearly, was it's not a them and us. We have to remember that time is not linear, it's spiral, and our soul selves have been at different places on that spiral, and can still go to different places. So okay, we're here and we're holding space and we're doing all this magical work this lifetime, but there is nothing to say that in a future lifetime then we will be, I don't want to say bottom, but we will be on a different timeline where our physical life won't be so evolved. And that will be because there will be more lessons, more gems, there will be more learning for whatever's coming in the future, and however far away that future is. And so I don't like to look at it as a them and us, and I don't like to look at it as a hierarchical system that we do evolution. We take the evolutionary steps in a hierarchical system either. That helps to keep you very grounded. That helps you to stay away from the ego. I have found, you may find a different way, but I have really found that helps you to step away from any kind of egoic programs that we're still carrying, as if okay, this is where I am. Many of you would have heard me talk about the AntiCarana Bridge and meditation, and I know I hear you sighing. But the AntiCarana Bridge is very much our connection to the divine, and the more we practice connecting to the divine for ourselves, the stronger that bridge becomes. A fiber is laid, a brick is laid. But the other way that they showed me today also, which is really good for those that can't connect with the analogy of the AntiCarana Bridge, is we're all vessels. We're vessels of light. And so it's like having a little copper water pipe that's going to your sink tap, and having a great big floodwater drain. And so the volume that can pass through is vastly different. And this is why your purpose is to work on you, become your most authentic self in the moment, do the inner work, face the ugly, face those shadows, get rid of them, and be in your joy, be in your love, be in your happy, be in those higher vibrations. When you become a big storm drain, as it were, if we're going to take that analogy, when you're firmly fixed on in that, the darker energies cannot get you. Now, a lot of people, a lot of light workers are experiencing a lot of spiritual attacks, and they're experiencing those spiritual attacks because they still need to get to that. They still need to get to that storm drain. They still need to get themselves to that storm drain. Once you get, and you are that storm drain, those darker energies can't get to you, and they know it. And that is why there has been such a massive increase in spiritual attacks. That is why there is such a massive increase in the dark arts. They are trying to instill fear. They are trying you to back away from doing the work on yourself, because they know that when sufficient numbers of us become storm drains, they have no place to exist. Those darker energies, and remember, those darker energies, those spiritual attacks, we're all interconnected with that. We're not separate from it. They could very well be energies that we put out in different lives when we were on a different level of evolution. They are energies that we could have put out in this life before we had our awakening experience. We've all had negative thoughts. We all need to take responsibility for those. Those thoughts carry a frequency, and those frequencies need a place to go. So we're all responsible for this. There is no separation. Does it mean that we condone it? No, it doesn't. But let's pull back from being judgmental. And I'm kind of chuckling in my head because I had a weekend with some friends, and I was talking about judgment, and I was saying how we all need to step away from judgment. And there were a few things that I was very judgy, and we're all a work in progress, and we just take ownership of that. And then we think, okay, I need to be a little bit better at that tomorrow. That's all we're asking. We're not asking you to be perfect. We're asking you to be consciously aware of where you're at, consciously aware of the frequencies that you're putting out, and take responsibility and accountability to make the changes that are needed. And I'm sorry if you can hear the rain. We've got some really dark storms cleaning everything at the moment, but making those changes. When we become that storm drain, the other analogy that I want to give you, because this is what they showed me, is you become a floodlight. And when you're going through the awakening progress, it's almost like having a little candle in the corner, and then you have a lamp in the corner. And you know yourself, if there's just a candle on in the home, there's shadows everywhere. There's still darkness in corners of the room. When you put the lamp on, it's less. When you put the full light on, it's less. You become a floodlight. There is no place for darkness. There is no place for shadow. It does not exist within that space. And this is what becoming a storm drain, becoming a true, pure vessel of divine, pulling those energies down through you, living in the frequency of love, living in the frequency of forgiveness, living in the frequency of joy and happiness. You become a floodlight. You become that storm drain. You pass all those energies down through you, which gives you a very firm foundation. It changes your life exponentially in ways that we could do a whole video. That it changes your life exponentially. You get to a point, but and I am going to tell you the most crucial one in this, you get to a point in your life where absolute chaos can be running riot through your 3D existence, and yet you stood in the middle in peace. You stood in the middle in joy. You stood in the middle understanding that these energies need to just play themselves out. You don't get involved. You don't have the attachment. You understand that the divine orchestrates different situations, and as that chaos is spinning around you like a whirlwind, you kind of dip your hand in and take the gems and think, oh yeah, I can really learn by taking that gem. I can really grow. I can really expand my soul self. And so the purpose of being a light worker, the purpose of your existence is to grow, is to expand, is to really step into your sovereign self and be joyful, be yourself. Bring your truths to the table. Be that vessel of light so that the darker energies have nowhere to live, nowhere to exist. That's how we move forward collectively, globally, the whole of humanity. And I'm going to leave it at that. I hope it made sense to you. If it did, please leave a comment. If you haven't done so already, subscribe, hit that like button, and share with your friends. Until the next one, bye-bye.